Good afternoon. Another Wednesday, another Spiritual Wisdom Hour with Victoria Cochrane. I am in Tasmania, on the northwest coast of Tasmania. I was the Psychic of the Year for the Tasmanian Psychic Expos in 2019. I'm an advanced theta healing practitioner, Reiki master and an author, clairvoyant and psychic channel and medium. And I don't know if I said author, can't remember. And I hope you're all well. And I'm here today for another nice chat for an hour, interacting with all of you wherever you are in the world. And it's not just in Australia that we get people connecting with us, but all over in the US and other places. So hope you're all great and that you've had a good week. And today I want to talk about self-love and hello Mary, great to see you. Please jump on and say hi. And today we're going to talk about how our concepts of ourselves actually creates our reality and can change our perception or affect our perception of how others view us as well. Hello Megan. I'm not doing readings straight away. We might get into that later, but I always start with just a chat about a certain aspect of spirituality, Mary, and I'm great, Tracy. I'm hoping you're well, hoping you're enjoying reading my books. So we might get into that later, we'll just see, but today I just want to talk about the importance of loving ourselves and how our self-love and self-acceptance really changes our view of the world and can affect how people see us as well. So, hoping that you're all having a great week and still enjoying holidays. For those of you who have children back at school, I'm not one of them. That's coming up quickly, isn't it? So hopefully the weather's kind to you and you can get a bit more swimming and stuff. Hi Karen. Good morning to you. It's just gone afternoon here, 12 midday. But we're on daylight savings time. So, do you love yourself? What do you think about yourself? And have you had to work really hard on that? And I know I have. And I guess I could tell my story because, it's the story of many of my clients is that I was really loved. I had a wonderful upbringing. I had parents who worked very hard to provide the best education for me, and I had a good home and good schooling, but I just never really loved with love. Oh, radio. Yeah, fair enough. I was in love with love and I wanted to be loved, but I wanted to be important. I wanted to feel important. So I think people saw me as a bit stuck up and a bit kind of vain, and I probably was. But it was really just that I didn't feel that I was worthy. Sorry, just having trouble with connection there. I still really have to work on that in feeling that I'm good enough, and I think I've come a long way, but it can be a lifelong process, and I think that the line for me is loving myself without being an ego and feeling that I'm worthy without making a pain of myself by trying to tell everybody how good I am. And I don't feel the need to do that now. The work speaks for itself, and I think just my demeanour speaks for itself. But it is a lifelong process that really does become easier when you're aware of how your insecurities can affect your interactions with people, and also how you might react to the way they treat you. And for me, it was always just thinking I'd done something wrong. and that they didn't like me because of something I'd done, or, the first thing, and even now I have to stop myself when someone wants to talk to me, oh, maybe I've done something that, and so I wonder if anybody else can relate to that, because so many of my clients, I would say 80% of people who come and see me do have self-worth problems and put up with bad relationships and manipulative men or family members because they don't want to rock the boat, they don't want to hurt people, they don't want to upset other people, or they're just in a self-sacrificing kind of a demeanour. And we just have to remember that the worthier we feel, the more able we are to step up and stand up for ourselves, but also to stand and be empowered and say, look, if you don't like me, that's okay. If you don't believe what I believe, that's okay too. And that's probably the biggest thing for me, was doing this work. And people who have faith in other areas, religions or whatever, not feeling that they could criticise me for that. I certainly don't criticise them for that. So I have a couple of channelings. I have a meditation to build self-love and feelings of worthiness, and I also have a little channeling that I did years ago. And then if we have time, if you are having trouble with people taking advantage of you or not feeling confident, I might be able to look into a few of those things for you, or do some work for the collective on it, because so many of you would be struggling with that, and it is a really important thing to be aware of and to work on, because the only person we can work on is ourselves. We can't change other people. And that's, I think, people stay in relationships, or women stay in relationships, say, oh, he'll change. No, if he doesn't want to, he won't. And so the more we sacrifice our energy, the stronger that other person gets. So it's really important not to be allowing people to disempower you, or being aware that they are disempowering you. And when I tune into people, I see it energetically as a really dark shadow. Generally, if it's on your masculine side, it's I can see a heavy male energy. If it's on your feminine side, then perhaps your mother or a family member is disempowering you. But I don't know until I kind of sit my energy in it. But whatever's happening in your life is there for me to see energetically when you give me permission to. So it's really, really... a lady came to see me this morning, and she'd been to a family wedding, and there's been a fair bit of upset and anger and angst in the family, and she said that she and her husband had been abused by several family members for not intervening the way they believed they should have, but they just wanted to enjoy the wedding, as you would. But the energy was still in there, making her tired, so I did a clearing for her. So, yeah, it's very, very... but this lady was strong enough, even though it was attached to her aura, she was strong enough to not be worried about that. So it wasn't sitting in her chakras or anywhere else like that. So I want to read you this message, Believe in Yourself, and it's only short, but I would love a few comments now and people just to tell me a little bit about how self-love or lack of it has been impacting your life, or the things you've done to improve your self-love, because for some people they find that really difficult, and other people have been able to overcome it, and your stories help each other. So I'd really love you to put some stories up if you can. Here we go. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, you will allow others to disbelieve you. So it comes back to that law of attraction, what we put out, and we might not realise it, but if we're really unsure of ourselves, or we're not really feeling like we're worthy to be there, then people will pick up on that and they'll treat us that way. Hi, Lise. Welcome to you. So I'll say that again. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, you will allow others to disbelieve you. So as I'm reading this, if you've got a story that you can share, I would love you to. They will see all your faults as you do, but magnify them in your eyes. As above, so below. The way you view yourself is projected out into the world and will come back to you as judgment from others, as rejection in the workplace, or falling out with friends. Lack of self-love is the single biggest issue in terms of failure to succeed in the physical world. Blame no one else for the events in your life. It must always come back to self. That's the most important thing, and the hardest thing to do is to reflect on why people... Oh, sorry, I was trying to fix my thing, but you fell over. Is trying to reflect on why people are treating you this way, or why you're feeling, why people are making you feel. So, you know, the phrase, oh, he made me do it, or he made me angry. Yes, it was a trigger for making you angry, but really it was just the trigger. Something inside you made you angry, or something inside you made you feel insecure. And that's the hardest thing to reflect on, is what do I believe about myself that makes me feel this way? So it's like all cards on the table kind of thing, and warts and all, and just this is my belief system, and it's not particularly happy. And how can I change my perception of things and strengthen my self-worth and self-belief so that I am stronger when people when people say something, it's not going to make me feel hurt or angry or whatever. So, why is it you react in a certain way? What does the way you interact with others say about your feelings for yourself, and where do those feelings stem from? When you can strengthen your love for and belief in yourself, everything else will follow. It will all go into flow. Look to me, the Creator, the Light, as I love you unconditionally. Feel my love for you, and you will know how wonderful and beautiful you really are. So there's a very short message, but the self-love or lack of it that we have for ourselves creates all sorts of problems. And only we can work on it. And if we're kind of work I do, but there are lots and lots of people out there who can help you with different modalities to shift beliefs in yourself. Now, I'm not getting any comments. I'm wondering if people are commenting, or if I'm just not seeing it because, you know, it's just not happening there. I'll just put that there and see. I'm just not getting comments. So if you are commenting and I'm not answering you, that's why, because I'm not seeing them, and that does happen sometimes. But I don't want to finish it off, because then I'd have to start again, and it's 2 videos, and it's messy. Okay, so I've got some angel therapy cards, and these are beautiful. I came upon them on a fellow psychic stall who was selling them for $5 because she doesn't use them, so bonus. So here we go. This is messages for all of you about self-love, and I hope that you can relate to it all. I'm just gonna see if I can... No. Anyway, here we go. The first one, oh well, it's just exactly what I've been talking about, the law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. So as we do become more spiritual, as we become more aware of ourselves in spirit, more aware of how we feel about ourselves and strengthen our self-belief and self-worth. Some people don't like it. They like to be empowered. They like to have the power over you. They like to feel like they're better than you, and that's their insecurities for them to look at. And so if people are falling away or situations are changing, then that's why. So just never try to stoop down to meet people's lower vibrations just to make them happy. If you hold your space and put out joy and show that you love yourself and are happy to be in your own skin, people will start to accept you more, and it's really amazing, but it actually does happen. So be really, really mindful of the thoughts that you're thinking, you're putting out. Make it really positive and really strong. And if you have trouble with that, ask Archangel Michael to help you to cut ties to people who are not listening to you, or people who are no longer for your highest and best, and ask him to help you to communicate your truth with love, and that's your throat chakra. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is clear yourself, and we could do a group clearing today. I'll do that for all of you. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. And even if you're protecting yourself every day and doing everything that seems to be the right thing, if your energies are low, if you're sick, if you're tired, or if you're just really allowing yourself to doubt yourself, then energies can come in. And so it's a really, really important thing to clear yourself and ask for all those heavy energies to come off you, and then that can help you to feel stronger as well. Solar plexus chakra. So the solar plexus chakra is the chakra. It's our seat of power, really. It's where we hold all our childhood issues, or even past life issues that are affecting the way we see ourselves in terms of relationships. And that's the one that we need to really clear and delve into, as to what happened in our childhood, why do we feel this way about ourselves, what happened in a relationship that disempowered us, and why did we allow it, and what can we do now to never go back there and to make that stronger. So it's safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. And when you can feel in control of your life and feel empowered, then everything changes. So that was pretty amazing, lovely cards to come out talking about self-love and self-worth. So the law of attraction, be careful the way you feel about yourself. We're mirrors for each other, so people mirror what you're putting out. Clear yourself of toxic energies and work on empowering and feeling empowered, and work on your insecurities and other things that stem from past or past life issues. And once we can do that, the solar plexus then links to the heart chakra, and it's called our solar power center. And that's a really, once they're connected, we can really be heart-centered and in our power. And that doesn't mean we wear our heart on our sleeve or take everything to heart, but we speak our truth with love, but we're empowered doing that. And so that's a really wonderful thing to do. So I'm still not getting any comments, and I don't really know why, but I will read the comments back and send people messages if you've sent me a message or something, but it's going to affect any questions or anything, so I'm actually really not sure what to do about that. But anyway, we'll just soldier on. So what I'd like to do is just ground my energy. I'm wondering if Lisa, are you watching? Can you just send me a message, like a private message, and tell me if people are commenting, because I can't see them. They might not be, that's why. So if Lisa's a friend of mine, so If you can just send me a private message, Lise, and just tell me if people are sending me comments or not, that would be really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to tune in now and just hold the intention in the light of creation, in the energy of all that is. Hydrate myself too. That everybody participating in this live session today, either in present time or later, messages are there. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You're a darling. Now receive a clearing of their chakras and aura to cut ties to people or events that no longer serve you, and to raise your energies to a higher vibration in the highest and best way. For all of your highest and best, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to help me witness it while I'm just, so I'm seeing emotional body, which is yellow, so your emotional bodies are being cleared and healed, and any psychic attacks or hooks taken out of them. Now the mental body, which is blue, and now clearing the physical body of any energy, any feelings or emotions or energetic attachments that are not helping you to feel at your best. Thanks, Lise. I'll have a look at that in a sec. And grounding and beautiful light coming in and sealing your aura. And just bringing up the violet flame. So if any of you are really having trouble with anger or letting go, now's the time just to put all of that into the violet flame and watch it spark off as golden light. Holding that energy while I read Lisa's messages. And hopefully you can still see me. Self-love helped me from grief. Losing a loved one was to find the little girl in me that made me. Then upon that, find the things I love in my five senses and grow from that. Happy inside, let go of everything else. And happiness. Do I need to share? No, you don't need to share. That's awesome. Thanks, Shona. That's really lovely. And that's a really good point about happiness, is only we can make ourselves happy. A lot of people look for other people to make themselves happy, but happiness comes from within, not without. So let me just, Lisa, thank you so much for doing that. They are just beautiful cards. They really are. They're the angel therapy cards. So, right. I'm just reading Lisa's screenshotting all your messages because I'm not getting them. I'm not doing messages for people today so much as healings probably. And I have some exciting news to share. Want to say something but too scared. Private message me if you want, Tracy. We're friends actually on Facebook, so if private message me, or just don't be afraid. Supportive. It's a supportive group here. Lisa, I remember not realising some of the beliefs I had or didn't have were there until I had a session with you, which is me, and found them. Some were so very surprising and helped so much when we then worked on them. Hi, Maz. Yeah, no, that's right, and it's such a powerful thing to do. Here I am. So thanks, Lisa, for sending those messages. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just not receiving messages somehow. Okay, so a few things about that. We can hold beliefs about ourselves that we don't even know we have, and they can be very self-sabotaging. And I think a lot of us are world servers, and therefore hold beliefs that, or contracts even, of learning that say that we need to sacrifice our energy to be loved or to be close to God. And we can spend a lifetime doing that. And in the energy of oneness, we don't need to sacrifice our energies at all. We have the right to be abundant. We have the right to reap the rewards of the universe. We have the right to serve but still receive an equal exchange of energy. We're all one and the same. And now we're in the age of Aquarius, and so it's the age of the goddess. And the goddess now balances out the god, and this is where a lot of the veil is lifting on a lot of the traumatic events that have happened, that have been at the hands of dominant males mostly, but dominant energy. So females can have dominant masculine energy as well. So we're moving into that balance now, where we do need to realise that we are all one and the same, and that we don't need to put ourselves on hold or put our lives on hold just for the happiness of others, and that we deserve to be happy, and that we can claim that right. So Lisa sent me another message that someone's been saying. I'm trying to stop my thing. Can you help me with a decision about a move? It will help me financially, but I will be away from doctors, grandkids, etc. But also daughter is abusive to me. Okay, so I was hoping not to. Last week I did do readings for people, but in terms of your daughter being abusive, we could. And so many people I know have children who are just doing that, like have just turned against them, and and quite often it's not anything that you can put your finger on. So in terms of, I'd like to look at it in terms of that, Louise, as to the abuse, rather than helping you with a decision about the move. Although these kinds of decisions we already know, like I have just done 3 psychic fairs and 3 psychic expos in a row, and people come and they just want to know if they're making the right decision. They already know. You just really have to trust your intuition. If it just feels right to you, or if every time you think about it your heart sinks, then it's not right, and so it's really about sitting in your heart space and actually bringing that decision down here, and just not thinking about it, because as I've said a million times, the monkeys jump around and we lose clarity, and we start to make ourselves anxious because we can't decide. But if you feel into it, and if you really trust your intuition and what's guiding you, and that's your spirit guides and your angelic guides too, then you actually do know the answer already. And the masters will always say, frustratingly, you already know. It's like, well, no, I don't. Tell me. But if you, Louise, or anybody else trying to make a decision, sit in the energy of the decision you have to make, and think about staying and think about going. What is happening now? How is that making you feel? If you stayed, how would that feel? How does the path look, a year down the track? Does it get lighter? Does it get darker? Does it feel claustrophobic? And then try the next decision. Bring yourself back. Take a few breaths, center, and then think about the next decision. So for you, Louise, it would be moving. And how does that feel? Do you look forward to it? How does it make you feel now? if you felt into it a year down the track, does it feel right? And that's how you make the decision. That's how I empower people, or try to help to make their own decisions like that. In terms of your daughter being abusive, I will just tune into your energy, but I need to rely on Lise to keep sending me screenshots because I'm still not getting any messages. So thanks, Lise, you're a champion. I'm just tuning into you, Louise, and then your daughter. I wonder if at one stage you did have kind of fairly strong words together and she just hasn't got over it. And that's her insecurities too. But also you've got a bit of tough love going there, and you only want the best for her. I would stand your ground with that. Don't move just because of that. I wonder if you're very alike as well. But is the move best for you or not? Yes, at this time it is. So hopefully that helps a bit. Thanks, Lise. I want to go to Tassie to live. Should I come to Tassie? Best thing we ever did 31 years ago. Best place. Weather's a bit ordinary at times, but the people are friendly. It's just got, there's no, we live in the rural, we live on northwest coast, but really it's just a beautiful place and so spiritual. And sorry, Stephanie and Mike, not doing that today, but I'll give you my contact details at the end. But thanks for watching. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, so at least I'm not cutting out. Yeah. Oh, Lisa said I'm not cutting out. So, Raywin, maybe check your connection. Lisa said she loved the meditation before. So I wanted to do another one. So just really working on the collective today and just really helping you all to feel, to know why you in a certain way or why you're reacting to people in a certain way. Now, I'm working on my 4th book. I've got 3 books out already. The first 2 I actually put out in 2013 around ascension and soul journey, and it's all about oneness and how we feel about ourselves and how we're all connected. That's the second one. They're all available online or on my website too. And this one is about the alignment of connections, messages from other worlds and other planets, which is really quite interesting. And there are lots of people now putting out lots of messages from Pleiadians and Arcturians and all that. I just was listening to a friend of mine, Anna Anderson, who has Quantum Living. She puts out podcasts under the banner of Quantum Living, and she interviewed me. So there's a podcast, a 2-part podcast with my interview there too. But she was talking about her quantum horoscope for 2020, which does mean, because we're all joking, well, 2020 we're going to have excellent vision, but actually if we think about that, now everything's becoming clearer, and the veil's lifting on a lot of kind of underhanded things that have been going on in the world that we haven't been aware of. And she actually predicts that this is the year we'll find out or confirm that we're not alone. And of course we're not. I mean, how could Earth be the only planet in the whole of galaxies and galaxies and galaxies? No, of course we're not alone. but just confirmation of that. All right, I digress. So the point about me talking about my 3 books was that I am writing a 4th book, and I'm really just kind of honing it now. I've got all the chapters, but I've got a meditation with each chapter, and now I've just got to kind of really just read through it and make sure that the meditations do go with the chapters and that I'm not repeating myself. But it's all channeled from the masters, and some of it just talks a little bit about what's in the other books but expands on it more. So this meditation is to rebuild self-love and feelings of worthiness, and it goes with the chapter As Free as a Bird, and it just talks about, are we spiritually free, and do we actually believe in ourselves enough to stand up to things or people that we know aren't right for us, and can we speak our truth with love, and to actually feel that we belong and are worthy enough to do so. And it says, spiritual freedom will come to those who can see beyond the illusion of separation, and that all in the universe is connected through the energy of love. When one can truly love themselves and accept that they are one with the all, and that every living thing is loved unconditionally in the energy of all that is, the wonders of the universe and all that it offers will open up to them. People who are awakened to their own divinity become more able to send love to those they no longer align with, to accept people regardless of their beliefs, and to allow all people to travel their own path without judgment or condemnation. The truth of the universe cannot be found in religious doctrine or personal belief, yet the right to believe or not should be a freedom for all on earth, without interference by those who think their beliefs are superior, as is the case for many religions and cults on earth. All living beings have free will, which is a gift of creation and to be used at each person's discretion. But free will does not give humans the freedom to choose to act at the expense of other people's free will, and all living things on earth reside within spiritual law. So it just goes on like that. So the meditation then was to rebuild self-love and feelings of worthiness, because if you do have that strong enough, then you will have feel that you're free to express your spiritual freedom, if that's religion or not religion. I mean, everybody has that right. So it's just about feeling strong enough to live your truth and be in your truth, and in the face of other people's judgments, and not take that on. And I think that's just the most important thing. So I'm going to do this meditation for you now, and really hope that you like it. And I'd love some feedback on it, because it hasn't been published yet, and I just kind of feel it's great to be able to try it on people who are like-minded, and will be able to give me honest feedback on it. So focus in on your heart space and breathe consciously on a slow count of 4 breaths in and 4 breaths out, visualizing light building in your heart space until it has totally surrounded you. Remaining aware of yourself grounded to Mother Earth and present in the chair or on the bed. Watch as the light around you turns pink, enveloping you in a cloud of unconditional love. Continue to breathe in and out slowly, 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out, until you see, feel, or imagine yourself sitting on a 1,000-petaled white lotus flower, surrounded by the beautiful pink light of love. Slowly the lotus flower comes up to fold around you until you are totally encased within it. At the same time, the pink light of love is absorbed into your heart space, filling your chest with the most beautiful feeling of being loved, of peace, bliss, and oneness. Now bring your focus to the areas of your belief system about yourself. Can you say, "I love you," to yourself and believe it? Can you look into the mirror and not cringe? Can you accept who you are and where you are at in your life? Do you feel worthy? As you breathe, bring your awareness to the colour green that is surrounding you, which is my presence. That's the Creator's presence, or the light. Oneness, unconditional love. I am here to help you to shed the negative feelings you have about yourself. All you need to do is to give me permission to help you to learn to feel love and acceptance for yourself and what it feels like to feel worthy of being loved. So say that now. I give permission to learn how to feel worthy of being loved and how to accept myself. The lotus flower becomes angel wings, gently cradling you as your heart, mind and body are healed with my green light. It's Archangel Raphael as well. Feel the energy change as you say, "I love and accept myself," over and over until it sounds and feels more believable. Fill your energy space with the light of the Creator, the white light, the pink light, and now the green light of Archangel Raphael. And just say, "I love you, I love myself." And just keep saying it and just fill your heart and your body with these beautiful healing lights. You may feel something release from one of your chakras, your energetic bodies, or from your physical body. See or feel the beautiful light of the Creator enter your crown and flood your body with the beautiful warm feeling of unconditional love. Stay in this space until you feel completely calm and relaxed. As the angel wings gently unfold and the lotus flower resumes its position below you, bring your attention back to the room. Feel your energy grounded. I just have to turn this sound off. And the lotus flower. And take a breath and just give thanks for the love in your life, for your life, and for the blessings in your life and the blessings to come. And Lise, now I've put myself on, I've got the on my computer, so now I can see that. I just thought, why don't I do that? I can see the comments then. Yvonne Northhausen says book 3 is awesome, loved it. Hello Yvonne, great to see you, much love to you too. Louise says, thank you heaps, her father was abusive to me. Okay, yeah, so that's a big... Oh, and she loves my energy. Thank you so much. And that's Jackie Saunders. How are you? Who or what the orb or energy I see regularly is. I would love to look into that for you. Haven't seen you for ages and ages and ages. Tracy says the books are great. Hi Anne, great to see you. Haven't seen you for a while either. Lisa says wonderful meditation. So I'm glad. And Tracy said it was beautiful. So that's good. There were a few things. It's really good to do it out loud like that, because then I pick up things that need to be added to it, and the things that I say to you that I could add in there. So thank you so much. So Jackie says she sees an orb of energy regularly. It's probably a passed over loved one, generally, but it could be an angel as well. Sometimes orbs come from us, from our higher self as well. So I will have a look, because that, you're welcome, Karen, because that is fascinating. Fantastic that you actually see it yourself. Quite often we don't see it until we get a photo or something. So Jackie and I met at the Tasmanian Body and Soul Festival probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and she's been a regular client, and just always great to see her. And just going to come over her and who I can see. Well, there's a man. It's like, well, actually it looks a bit angelic, but it looks a bit like halfway between spiritual and angelic. But I think it's Archangel Michael. What colour is it, Jack? Sort of looks like, if I I'm just trying to, sorry, I'm just holding my, sorry, dodge view here with my, so there's a card in here that reminds me of who I can see with you, Jackie, and it does remind me of Archangel Michael. Hi Victoria, Psyche of the Year, that's awesome. Thanks Candace, great to see you. Yeah, it was good, but you know, the work has to speak for itself. We can have the title, but we have to live up to it, and I feel that it was a great year to help me expand and to actually just build my business after retiring from teaching, and it was a wonderful year really. And so this year now, here we go. So Jackie, that's what it looks like. It looks like that fellow there, and so the message might be you need a bit more balance in your life, I would say. It looks exactly like that. And so we've got there the swords, which is thoughts, and cups, which is feelings, pentacles, which is money, and wands, which is passion and fire and creativity. And you might be working too hard, or there's something going on where you need more balance, and that's where I think that orb is speaking to you. People, if you do have an orb or some kind of energy, or you keep seeing colours, a really good way to go deeper is to actually to put your energy in it. So I always just say I'm going to put my energy in that to feel what it's like. And so you could imagine just being surrounded by it and just feel into the energy of it, and how does it make you feel, and what other messages do you get from it. And it's a really good thing to try. You make sure that you're grounded, make sure that you're hydrated, and make sure that you have just asked that your energy is protection, and that you're working with your archangel guides and with the highest unconditional love energy. As long as you do that, you're nice and protected, and then you can just feel into what that's trying to say to you. Have I moved to Kingscliff yet? No. Oh, are you talking to someone else? Because that's not me. No, I'm living on the northwest coast of Tasmania. So Jackie, just let me know if that kind of Grant Davies, great to see you. Going to be connecting with you this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to that. And that's how Grant found me, is through the podcast. So you can find them, actually the Path 11 podcast is the one Grant listened to, and that's available. I haven't got that on my website, but you can go to Path 11 Productions. They do some really good podcasts, and they're an American company, so I had to kind of get up really early, 5 o'clock in the morning, which is not so bad, so I could do it, but love doing it. And the other one is with quantum energy. So I'm also, I'm very excited. I've been having a chat to Sarah from Spiritual Events Directory, who's been wonderful, wonderful support for me. And I'm so pleased to see how her business is expanding with all of us on here spruiking our thing, and with the publication that came out just recently. And I said to her, look, I really want to do more workshops and seminars. So once a month, after I've done 3 or 4 live sessions, going to be holding a seminar, an online seminar, which anybody can book into. It'll be probably on Zoom, although Sarah has her whiz-bang way of doing things. And it'll be $50 a person for 2 hours, and full notes provided and backup support. And so I'm really, really looking forward to starting that. I've asked Sarah if we can do it around about February the 20th, I think it is. It'll be a Thursday. I'll keep going at 12 midday. And the first one is, good question, what is the first one? I've been working on it. But it is all about maintaining our frequencies, and how we can keep our energies as clear as possible. I just need to go into my planning to tell you about that. So Sarah's getting all that advertising and everything ready at the moment, and we'll be announcing it soon. And so I'll be doing one once a month, and it'll be a paid workshop where you get a link, come into Zoom, and then get all the notes and everything, and it'll be more practical. So what I talk about here and do readings for people, it'll be giving you tools for doing the things that we talk about in my Spiritual Wisdom Hour. So I'm very excited, and it's just another way of expanding what I'm doing now. So it'll be the concepts of the dimensions of consciousness, the law of attraction, the need to raise your vibrations, basic facts about the aura, chakras and 4 bodies, watching and monitoring your thoughts, some psychic exercises, protecting your energies, and some practical exercises we can do for learning about clearing and protecting our auras and chakras, and meditations to try as well. So I'm just going to do 2 hours just to see how it goes. It'll be my first one, but I'm super excited about it. Here in Tasmania, I could do a workshop and get maybe 10 people, but this is a way of reaching out to people who can't get to me in Tasmania and that I can't get to as well. So I'm really excited about that, and just hoping that that will be another dimension of what I do. No pun intended when I'm talking about dimensions of consciousness. Grant Davies says, Path 11 podcast is brilliant, and what guided me to you. Love your work, Victoria. Thank you so much. Cheryl, I have a situation happening at the moment in a relationship which is making me feel very unhappy. Any words or messages to help? So Cheryl, okay, so today we have been talking about why it's making you feel unhappy, and why we react in a certain way. So if it's making you feel unhappy, there's an imbalance. So there's not a balance in the relationship, and so that's the first thing. And when we've got a balance, then we feel happy and secure and settled. and feel like we're getting an exchange of energy. But if and it doesn't have to be a love relationship, it can be a relationship with our mother or a father or one of our children or husband, whatever, or a friend. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. And if it's a situation, then you're feeling disempowered or someone's not listening to you. I will just have a quick tune in. And I wonder if it's a repeat of something that's happened before. And so it's just like repeating cycles, and you really don't need to do that. Yeah, it's definitely imbalance, and you just need to really think about why it's making you feel unhappy, and what the situation is telling you about yourself, and what you need to let go of, or what you need to activate in your life or bring into your life or do that will, and sometimes it's ending a situation, sometimes it's ending a relationship, but it's really about if you're really unhappy, then you're being told that something's not right, and you know what it is, and you just need to act on it. And there's ways of doing it. You don't have to like make a song and dance about it. It's just about really activating your self-worth and knowing that you're good enough for it. You're too good. What am I saying? As important as the other person yeah. But also, if it's a situation that can't be avoided, and why are you unhappy? And that might be a self-worth or it's just reflecting on what's going on with you and where that comes from. And knowledge is power, and then you can start to work on it. Yeah, you're welcome. So, going to finish up now. People, I am available for individual consultations. Happy to have a chat first, just to see how I can help you best. But you can contact me through my webpage. I've got the link at the top of this video today, victoriacochrane.com. You can also contact me through my Facebook page, which is Reaching Out Spiritual News with Victoria Cochrane, and or email. I have an email which is victoriacochrane44 at gmail.com. So I'm very easy to find. If you Google me, you'd find me everywhere. I'm trying to get myself out there, and I charge. I also have a booking portal on my website now. So and I can take credit card payments and things. So you can go onto my website, go to the booking portal, and you can see all my services and what I'm offering. And I would love to be able to help you if that's if you're so guided towards that. So I'm just going to pull some cards to finish, and I'll choose a different deck just for some guidance. Some angel cards, can't go wrong with the Archangel Oracle cards. Doing it one-handed because my phone just keeps wanting to fall over. Okay. Okay, so to raise our vibrations and to help us to feel strong enough to be empowered, we do need a healthy lifestyle. So we do need to think about what we're eating, that we're drinking enough water, that we're getting enough sleep, and doing the things that we need to do to keep our bodies strong enough. So if our physical body's strong enough, then we can work on our mental and emotional and spiritual bodies. So that's a really important card. The second one, some of you, okay, so whoever was asking about changes of career, there you are. That's a yes. So if you've been thinking about changing career, then that is, particularly if it's going to bring in something that where you are serving others but also feeling fulfilled, it's you stepping into your soul purpose. So that's definitely, if you've asked that question, that's definitely a yes. If you've lost someone who's just passed over, be assured that they're okay, that they're sending you their love and giving you a sign somewhere. So take notice of the signs and signals and messages that you're receiving, and sometimes they're in the strangest ways, but they do make themselves known. So they're being looked after and they just are saying hello. And if you are having trouble with a relationship, then all you need to do is ask the archangels, ask the Creator to help you. They can't help you until you give permission, and they are working with you. And so just ask that it be resolved in the highest and best way, and it will be. So everything happens for a reason, and this can also, it could mean that you're going to be able to resolve a situation, or it could mean that it might end. But whatever happens, it's for if you've asked for it in the highest and best way, that's the way it's meant to be. So the angels are helping you with that. And the last one, whatever your worries are, pass them up to the angels. Don't need to carry them on your own. That you just bundle them all up and just hand it over to Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, whoever you have an affinity with, and just ask them to take the load off your shoulders, and just then it will be easier. It does help. I had a bit of a worry last week, and I did that, and I felt immediately better. And I did ask that it be resolved in the highest and best way, and that's what happened. So, you know, we do struggle with things on our own sometimes, so we don't need to. I have to do it one more. And for those of you who are wondering about the next step, take a leap of faith and spread your wings and fly. And you're guided in whatever you're being drawn to do, even if it's outside your comfort zone. It's going to be great. So guys, that's me for another week. I have a newsletter out at the moment. You can find that, find the link to it on my website, victoriacochrane.com. I like to put in lots of different channelings and messages and links to articles to help people to understand their own spiritual and psychic development better. And if you would like to get in contact with me, I would love to hear from you. And I hope you have a great week. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 12 p.m. for the Spiritual Wisdom Hour. I'm Victoria Cochrane. Bye for now.